Yeah.
Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land. We are going to go live now on our podcast, Lead Up for Women, Speak Up to Lead Up. So I'm super excited to have Claire Boscq-Scott. Is that how you say your name, Claire? Did I get it right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Cool.
great. With us today. And I'm going to talk all about how she helped me in my home office. You guys can't see a lot of it behind me, but we'll talk about it and what her genius is today. So let's go ahead and get started. Here we go. And if you have any feedback coming on your side ever, Claire, all you have to ever do is just mute, your microphone if there's background noise or you hear a plane go over. In my neighborhood, it's like garbage guys come and collect the garbage, that kind of stuff. Here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. It's episode number 110 of Lead Up for Women, Speak Up to Lead Up. And it is just a beautiful week this week here in Arizona. The weather has been really nice. Yesterday, it was about 93. Today, it's supposed to be 100, but then it's supposed to get back down to the 90s. I have a vacation scheduled with my husband this weekend to go away to Puerto Penasco. Most of you might know where that is. I live in Arizona, so I border Mexico. So I'm very excited to have the opportunity just to get away. And I wanted to talk about that for a moment because back probably 20 years ago when I got certified in Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of the biggest areas of a habit that stuck out to me that is a constant practice for me. So it's okay to be vulnerable and admit this. It's a constant practice for me to sharpen the saw, is what he calls it. So think if you were to cut down an entire forest with a saw and you just kept going and going and going, eventually that saw wouldn't even be sharp anymore. It's like your knives in your kitchen, right? We have to sharpen them up. And yet as humans, we just think we're invincible and we feel that way most of the time. But the problem is, and what exists is that we don't realize that little by little, our bodies are breaking down, our mental capacities are breaking down, our physical bodies are breaking down. And so we're not able to be at the top, percent of being able to take action as we once were when we rest, renew, and really just take the time to get our bodies, back to health and our brains and mental capacity back to health. This is why taking a break is so important. So even if you're taking small breaks during the day, setting your schedule to where you're not working past a certain time or not starting before a certain time, you need to set your schedule based on the health and what's great for your body. So this weekend is for me to relax and disconnect from my business so I can come back renewed because rejuvenation happens for me on the beach and I'm very excited about it. So I just wanted to share that message with all of you before I introduce our guest today, that I do believe it is very important that we are taking the steps necessary to sharpen our saw. So take the time during the day, whether it's eating, taking a break, taking a walk, whatever you need to do, sharpen the saw. And then when you come back, your mental capacity, your physical capacity will be stronger than it was when you stepped away. So remember that and apply that into your lives moving forward. So let's go ahead and get to our first guest that we have today, which is Claire Boscq-Scott. And I met Claire at a networking event and loved what she did in Feng Shui. And so, of course, I scheduled a call with her immediately to learn more and to see how she could help me with my surroundings. Because again, just like we need to step back and refresh and renew and rejuvenate our bodies and our minds, how we are surrounding ourselves in our environment is really affecting us a lot. How our seating arrangement is, the things we have on our desk, the colors in our office, the flow in our office. And so I invited Claire here today to talk a little bit about how she does that, why she does that, what is like the master, behind the success on this, because just the small changes that she advised me in my office have made a huge difference in having, the elements from outside come into my office. So she lives to inspire businesses to thrive by making people feel good, so they can deliver exceptional customer service. I mean, that she just brings a holistic and comprehensive approach to employee and customer experience with her business Feng Shui program, enhancing environments to increase employee performance and customer loyalty, ultimately growth and profitability. So this is beyond, even just working individually with a solopreneur like myself. She's working with huge businesses and companies that have several employees to help them also feel comfortable in their environment. So welcome, Claire, to the show.
Hello. Lovely to be here. Thank you so much. It's just so beautiful what you said. And yeah, you know what? I don't think enough people realize that, the energy that is around us affect us. So, if we're not feeling, if we feel good inside, but outside is a clutter and it's a mess and you can't find anything, well, you're never going to be thriving inside. So you've got both that inner energy and outer energy, and you need to kind of make them both work together so you can be the best that you can be, feeling good, and that's what Feng Shui it's all about, really. So, but the customer experience, that's my baby. I've been doing that for 10 years, 11 years. That's what I've always been doing since I set up my business. And so bringing that little holistic approach to it was quite a challenge for me in thinking, am I doing the right thing? Are people going to think I've gone woo-woo? And, when you're doing something new and then I thought, there's been so much effort, so much stresses. People have had to change completely their whole life, having to work from home. Sometimes they don't have an office, they're working on the side of a bed, or they're working in the kitchen, and you've got everything around you, family, dogs, you're trying to find that work-life balance. And it's now that people really need some help. So individual and organization to be able to find that balance and to be able to feel good in yourself. And when you feel good with yourself, you'll feel good with others, and you still give great service, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So let's talk about a little bit about the ladies that are, working from home. So we have ladies that are working from home that still may have some children at home. I know we're approaching summer, so school will be out for some schools. Some are year round, so they won't be. But for the ladies that are working from home, I imagine some of them have just set up temporary quarters where they may be working from a dining room table or moving themselves around with a laptop and just kind of working where they can work. What would be your suggestion for someone who is just kind of taking up space at a dining room table or at a nook or somewhere where they haven't made it permanently their own?
So this is probably the hardest bit, isn't it? It's claiming that space. And, us as women, we're here, we want to share our time, we want to be here for everybody and everything. We've got the children, we think that we've got to give them priority. We've got, everything else has got priority. And like you said right at the beginning, we have to look after ourselves. We need to put ourselves as number one. And claiming your space in your environment is really, really important. So whether you decide you're going to work from the kitchen table or decide you're going to work from the side of the bed, claim that space. It is your space, and make it so. Create little habits. And this is really important, that when you're working with small spaces, to actually have like a little box or a little basket, right? So at the beginning of the day, you feel like you're going to work. You're going to take your basket, you're going to empty your laptop, you're going to empty your pen, you're going to empty your papers, and you're setting yourself up to work, right? And when you finish, you're doing the same thing. You pack everything back into your box. That creates that real kind of routine kind of things. And that really helps you realizing that you've finished work now. You can go into the mom's mode. You can put your hat on to be, the mom again, or the chef, and because you're cooking. So creating those moments where you're going to work and you're finishing work. if you're working from your bedroom, which is probably the worst thing, really, having to work from a bedroom, because a bedroom is your sanctuary. Your bedroom is for rest. Your bedroom is for that me time and that me and partner time as well. Having paperwork and computers and having your work in the same place to try to rest isn't the best. So if you're having to do that, find a way to find a corner which is completely opposite from where you're sleeping. So let's say you're sleeping on the left-hand side. Well, go towards the right-hand side of your bedroom and set yourself up in that corner. If you have got a computer and you're leaving in there, unplug at nighttime, so you're reducing the radiations of the EMF. Put a cover over it so you can't see your work when you're in the evening mode. So again, you're kind of really claiming that space between the day and the work, and the evening and the nighttime and the mom's time and the children and the family time. This is really, really important to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think it is. And I had to work from my bedroom for a little while and had everything set up, and I would shut my computer down at night and, like you said, cover it. I wouldn't pay attention, and it was on the opposite side of where I slept on the bed. So obviously I was doing something right and didn't even know that I was doing it right. But I need to separate myself from work. Right. So I do that in my office today. And so I will turn on lights, turn off lights, open up blinds, close blinds, shut computers, open computers. So when I'm done for the evening, my lights all go off, and I'll walk in and out of this office several times a day. And even sometimes if I'm not finished and I'm going to do a workout and I'm coming back and planning on doing some more work, I don't shut the lights off. It's not until I am finished and I shut all the lights down, shut the computer down, turn off the ring light, and the office is dark, and shut the door. And that symbolizes for me that I've kind of closed the day of work. And I guess it's a symbolization. A lot of it is, but in my mind, it's like, okay, you need to separate yourself from work now. You're going to go do something else, spend time with my husband, spend time with the kids. We're going to cook dinner together, whatever it might be. It's separate of work. And I think you've made some really clear, crucial points for women here, because many of us do work from home. We don't have an office we go to or a co-working space. But let's say you work from home and you need to get away because the kids are homeschooling still. They're doing e-learning. You don't know when they're going to go back to school, which hopefully everyone will go back. But now we're getting into the summer. And if you have children at a certain age where you can take that break for a few hours, maybe you go to a co-working space. There's WeWork, there's ThriveCo, there's all types of places out there where you can go to a co-working space and rent a small office. So if they were to rent a small office or have an office at home that was all of their own space, let's get into a little bit about the feng shui of that space and why it's important for us to create not only that separation, but now what environments, what elements within this environment should we be creating for ourselves to thrive in this environment that help us, with keeping going. Good. Yeah.
But one of the things that can be just as simple as creating some kind of curtains. So even if you pick a corner of your living room and you're creating a little curtains all around, and this becomes your little space, and that's kind of simple and easy to do. But the hardest thing for us is actually saying to the children, no, this is my space. We can't say no, can we? I mean, we've made those children, we wanted them, and now we're telling them no.
but it's okay. It's
okay to say no, because they're learning as well that this is mom's space and this is working time, and they will learn by seeing you doing it. They will learn so many great habits by doing that as well. So really kind of it's being tough to be kind, you know, that kind of things, you know, and like you said, you know, you need to put the mask in front of you before you help anybody else. You know, if you're completely flat out and you're not going to be any good for anybody. So the thing into and when you've got a tiny space, this is probably the hardest bit, because, you know, one of the big things in Feng Shui when you've got an office, when you have got an office space, is that positioning of commanding position, which means that you've got your back against a wall and then you can see what's happening. So you can see anybody coming in through the front door, through the door of your office. You can see through the window on the side, and you've got that view, which was when, you know, in the Chinese time, they used to build houses with mountains at the back. They can see the land, or they can see the sea in front, and they had protection on the side, so make sure that there wasn't too much wind coming in and out. So that's kind of one of the big principle, the commanding position, and that's right for an office, so your desk, but that's also right in your bedrooms. You know, one of the things that your body, subconsciously, your body is here to, you know, make sure you survive. So anything that, you know, happens, your body subconscious is here. Somebody's going to kill you. Somebody's going to kill you. Be careful, be careful, be careful, right? So you need to kind of get that little voice and that subconscious, no, whew, I'm in peace. I can see what's going on. No one's going to stab me in the back if I'm not looking. And no one's going to come into my bedroom and, you know, kind of, you know, kill me in the middle of the night because I can see the door from my bed. So those are the kind of things that, again, it's all about that energy, right? It's all about working with the subconscious and feeling good. If you can't really move your desk and have that position where you can see people coming in, a really good idea to do is have a mirror. So you can have a mirror on the side of you, so you could see if anybody's coming behind you, and you don't have to jump out everywhere every time that somebody comes in, you know. And so it's a really simple way. And again, you know, I think people's perception of Feng Shui is, oh, everything has to be perfect and everything is there's nothing out of place, but it's not this. Feng Shui, it's all about working with your own energy. How do you feel in that space? So even if it's a small space, think about creating a harmony. It's about bringing that nature outside, inside. So, you know, when we talked about is, you know, using the 5 elements. So there's 5 elements of nature. You need a bit of wood. You need a bit of wood would fire up fire. Then fire becomes earth, earth becomes metal, metal becomes water, and water feeds wood. So those are the 5 elements, and creating that's what the Chinese were doing. They were bringing the outside inside so you can feel good. We had to protect ourselves and build houses to protect ourselves so we didn't get eaten in the middle of the night. But let's bring some of that nature. So having some 5 of those elements, you can do that very simply by having a little plant, for example. Mm-hmm. So if I show you my little plant, you could have a little plant. This is a money plant as well. So I love those money plants, right? Always have a money plant by your desk. But you have earth in there. You have water, obviously, feeding water. So that already you have 3 elements. You could have a metal pot. This is a glass pot, but you could have a metal pot inside that before. And actually you could stick a couple of candles or 3 candles in there, because 3 is an auspicious number. And then you have your 5 elements in one little pot. Yeah. How easy is that, right?
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So in mine, I brought in red for fire. So I have sofas, like, you know, in my office, and I have mustard colored. So I have yellow colored curtains and pillows. And you said, why don't you bring in some red pillows and really bring in some fire? And so that's what I did. So I brought in some red pillows, which really brought in a lot of power into my office. I brought in a plant. We decided to go with a red pot. And so that was just fun. It was fun to shop for that. I went with my husband, and he actually wound up getting a plant for his office as well. And it's just nice to have something alive that you're caring for every day and watering. And so now I have that extra element bringing into my office space. And ladies, this is a real thing. And so having nature around you, having, even if you have like a little fountain in your office that runs a little bit of water, we know how soothing that can be for us. Or, a diffuser for essential oils can be very relaxing or uplifting depending upon what you put, for essential oils. So I love what you're bringing to us today with how we can create that environment and then create the separation between, because as mothers, we need to create the separation between work and family. And it's not a balance. I'm just going to say that again. It's not a balance. There's no way to balance the two. It's about priority. So you have to keep them separated. You spend time on work when you need to work, and you spend time on family when you want to be with family, period. You choose when that is. You create that schedule for yourself. So why not take the elements that we need while we're working and surround ourselves to make us more alive, more effective, more productive during the times that we are working, and enjoy our environment?
Yeah, and think about everything as metaphor, isn't it? Metaphoric. So think about, a plant, for example. A plant is about growth. It grows, it goes high. So if you've got business, you want that business to grow and develop and, really kind of reach high. So this is the metaphor you want in your office. Bring something that is going to go high. And if you're doing videos, you want to bring some energy and power. And so wear something red. If you're going for a job interview or pitching a new client, put the red underpants and bra. This is the best powerful thing you could be doing.
I love that. I have on my pink and red leopard shirt today that my stylist helped me pick out. And these are my power colors, right?
That's it.
I wore a lot of black, and she said, that's it. We're not buying any more black. You have way too much black, and you need to get away from black. Black is hiding you. It's blending you in with the rest of the world. And so to stand out, we need to really think about, how are we showing up? How are we projecting ourselves to the world, to our potential customers while we're in the spotlight? And the way we feel when we get there has a lot to do with our confidence and how we show up. So surrounding ourselves with an environment that makes you feel powerful, that you feel comfortable in, is going to affect how you show up and present yourself to the world.
Totally. And black is also the water element, which we love water, especially if we want prosperity, having some water. In a Chinese restaurant, you always have a fish tank at the beginning at the entrance, isn't it? Well, this is because water is prosperity, but too much water can bring a lot of emotion. So water is very emotional. So you're wearing very dark color black, very dark blues all the time. It really takes your emotions. It's like having a bedroom blue. Oh, this is really emotional. So you don't really want to go there. So really kind of spicing it up certainly is, just a way to make you feel so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. And Claire, I enjoyed our time together so much that we had. And now, I'm building on that, what you told me, and I'm taking the steps necessary to change up my office and do what I need to do, because I care about me. And I care about my environment, and I want to make sure that I'm taking into account all elements of my work and myself, and surrounding myself with a comfortable environment. And I have no problem shutting my door or not answering my phone or letting my children or grandkids know I'm not available right now. Because again, ladies, you have to lead your life with your own permission. And the more that you lead your life with your own permission and show that by example to other people, then they have permission to do that for themselves. And then they're not going to let their kids walk all over them and interrupt them during times when they need to be working, and they can be respectful. And we're teaching our kids really great things by doing that, because as they become respectful of you, they become respectful of their teachers, their elders, and other people around them. So we're teaching them great habits in doing that in return. So Claire, I really enjoyed my 15 minutes with you that I had. So please tell our listeners, and we'll have all of your links here for everyone, but please tell our listeners how they can get in touch with you and what you're offering today to our listeners.
Sure. So, I would absolutely love to do the same thing that we did with you, Colin, and do a quick kind of 15 minutes review and giving you some like 3 main top tips that you could be doing, really kind of seeing if you like it, how it feels, just changing things around. Just some very simple things will make a huge difference to how you are in your environments, whether it's your home or your office. But sometimes having somebody from the outside also, you think, oh, I never thought about that. Maybe a picture or something on the wall, and I'm like, what that picture is all about, what does it represent? And suddenly they'd start thinking about it and never thought that representation on the wall represent parts of their life. We are the image of our homes, so we need to create our homes, our beautiful, inspiring homes that we want to live and feel comfortable and relaxed. So I'd love to do that with anybody, and do a 15 minutes review and give you some good shui moves.
And believe it or not, 15 minutes is enough time, because she sends you a worksheet ahead of time to answer some questions, asks you to send some photos to her, so you're prepared when you get on the call. She can see what your office or your space looks like. You've answered some questions for her. So the 15 minutes is just digging in and going, which is perfect. So tell us if you have a website, what that website is, Claire, as well, and so they know where to book that.
So website is claireboscq.com, and the link, we'll probably put it underneath the link to book directly onto my calendar for the 15 minutes. It's probably easier to do it that way. But or if you want to connect with me and you watch that video and you can't find the link, just message me and we'll do it for you. I'll just PM me. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, we'll have all the links available for you. So if you're listening to this on your cell phone or other means of technology, everything will be right here at the tip of your fingers. So you can just book with Claire. You can go to her website. You can email her. As well as on our Facebook. So if you are listening to this and you are one of our listeners, thank you so much for being with us again. You can also hop over to our Facebook page at Lead Up for Women and watch all of our videos for the podcast, so you can physically see the plant she was showing today. You can see Claire's office. You can see what she looks like. It's nice to put a face to a name or a voice to a name. So we also invite you to come and, check out the videos there as well, Claire. So thank you so much for being with us today, sharing all of your knowledge of why it's so important. And today the tips were just unreal on how we need to separate that time, how to create that separation, small little things you can put into play today in your business and in your life to create that feng shui feeling of you feeling more relaxed, more confident, more powerful, because how you show up matters. And we know that. And we want you to speak up. We want you to lead your life. So how you feel matters. So thank you again, Claire. And I want to announce that we are doing a big 3-day event, August 11th through the 13th with Lead Up for Women. And it's going to be the LEAP event. And LEAP stands for Lead with Enhanced Acceleration to Reach Your Peak Performance. So this is all about everything you can do from soup to nuts. We're talking from your message to creating leveraging a profit pyramid, all the way to how are you making an impression on others, and are you following up and following through, and how we do that. This is a business conference. So we invite all of you to join. The link is there for you to get your tickets. The early bird tickets are on sale through July 15th. So we are highly recommending that you click and snag your seat now. We've decided not to do this one in person because we have such a global presence. So we will be doing this one online, might be our last online one, but we are going to be doing it online so you can join from the comfort of your own home, which is great. None of you have to fly anywhere. So I love that. So we hope you join us August 13th or 11th through the 13th. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with today is, ladies, remember, you are the only you that has ever been, and you are the only you that will ever be. So how you pioneer your future and how you show up is up to you. Nobody is coming. You must give yourself permission. The handle is on the inside. Step on out for the world to see. So ladies, thank you so much for joining us this week. Thank you, Claire, for being our wonderful guest, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.